Listen to me. Some of you are tired, not because you're weak, but because you're wasting your strength in the wrong places. You're giving first-class energy to last-place situations. You're burning daylight chasing things that don't even want to be caught. And the truth is, it's killing your potential. You keep asking, why am I not moving forward? Because your energy, your mind, your focus is leaking into places that were never meant to hold you. See, this ain't about motivation. This is about preservation. This is about taking back your energy from things that are draining you and investing it into what will grow you, build you, and launch you. You've got the fire, you've got the power, but you keep giving your fuel to people, problems, and places that don't deserve it. If you're tired of being stuck, if you're done letting distractions rob you of your destiny, then stay with me, because I'm going to show you 5 places you need to stop wasting your energy. And if you lock in with me, really lock in, this message might just be the shift that changes everything. Let's go. Let me tell you something real, something raw, something you've probably been feeling deep down, but didn't know how to put into words. One of the biggest places you're wasting your energy is trying to please everybody. Yeah, I said it. You're trying to make everybody happy. You're bending, twisting, stretching, performing, hoping they'll clap for you. And let me ask you, what does it cost you? You're exhausted not because you're doing too much, but because you're doing too much for the wrong people. You keep showing up for people who wouldn't walk across the street for you. You're giving VIP access to folks who wouldn't even pay general admission for your life. That's why you feel unseen. That's why you feel unheard, because you're pouring into people who've already decided they'll never be satisfied with you, no matter how much you do. And I get it. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to want to be accepted. I know what it's like to want someone, your family, your friends, your coworkers, your followers, to say, you're enough. I know that ache, but let me free you today. You don't need their validation to fulfill your assignment. You were never created to fit into every room. You weren't born to be liked by every person. That's not your purpose. Your purpose is not to blend in, it's to stand out. You've got a call on your life, and not everyone is going to clap when you start walking in it. Some people are only with you as long as you're small, as long as you're quiet, as long as you're predictable. But the moment you start growing, elevating, speaking with power, they fall off. And that's not your fault. See, you've been mistaking rejection for failure. But rejection ain't failure, it's redirection. Sometimes them walking away is your freedom. Sometimes people not liking you is the best thing that could ever happen, because it pulls you out of people pleasing and back into purpose. I need you to get this. Your energy is sacred. Your focus is precious. And every time you waste it trying to convince somebody to see you, you're robbing your future. Every time you edit yourself, water yourself down, dim your light just to make somebody else comfortable, you're trading authenticity for acceptance. And it's too expensive. Listen, if you keep needing people to agree with your dream before you chase it, you'll never start. You'll be stuck in approval addiction while your destiny collects dust. And the crazy part, half the people you're trying to impress don't even like themselves. They're not clapping for you because they haven't healed enough to clap for themselves. You've got to make a decision today, right now, that your value doesn't come from people, it comes from purpose. If they like you, cool. If they don't, cool. If they understand you, cool. If they don't, keep moving. Because guess what? You were called, you were chosen, you were assigned to a mission that has nothing to do with being liked. You are not for everybody, and everybody is not for you. And that's okay. Stop apologizing for being different. Stop shrinking to fit small minds. Stop waiting for permission to be powerful. You don't owe the world your silence so they can feel safe. You don't owe anyone your burnout so they can be comfortable. What you owe is your commitment to becoming the version of you that God created before anyone had an opinion about it. Let that sink in. Every time you try to please everyone, you are rejecting the part of you that was built to rise above the noise. Every yes to them when it should have been a no is a no to your next level. Every time you try to explain your value to someone committed to misunderstanding you, you are delaying your breakthrough. Some of you are tired because you keep showing up for people who never asked you to come. You're trying to get loyalty from spectators, people who are watching your life like a show, not walking with you like a tribe. That's why it hurts. That's why you feel alone. You've been chasing crowds when your strength is in your calling. I'm telling you right now, stop giving away your peace for approval. Stop negotiating your energy just to get a pat on the back from people who only clap when you're convenient. You are too valuable. Your gift is too rare. Your mission is too critical to keep giving it to people who don't even want to understand it. And I'm not saying don't love people. I'm not saying don't serve, don't care, don't be kind. What I'm saying is don't confuse pleasing people with fulfilling your purpose. Don't hand your identity to someone else and expect them to protect it. They can't steward your destiny like you can. You've got to get back in alignment with what matters. You've got to wake up and realize that not everybody who's around you is for you. Some folks are close enough to influence you, but not close enough to invest in you. And you're letting them shape your value? Come on now. This ain't the season for popularity. This is a season for power. This is the season for being rooted, grounded, focused, intentional. And if that means you lose some people, let them go. If it means you disappoint a few folks, let them be disappointed. Because if the cost of pleasing others is losing yourself, it's too high. I need you to protect your peace like it's gold, guard your energy like it's treasure, because it is. You've got purpose to fulfill, legacy to build, lives to impact. And you cannot afford to keep draining your energy trying to keep people comfortable with your smallness. You were born to rise, and it's time to stop asking for permission to do just that. You hear me? Let's move. Let me tell you something. Some of you are out here wasting energy trying to bring back what's already gone. You're fighting battles that have already been decided. You're holding on to things, people, dreams, situations that are no longer living, and it's killing your momentum. You're standing in the middle of emotional wreckage, trying to rebuild something that was never meant to last forever. And the truth is, you're tired because you're holding on to what you were supposed to let go of. Let's get real. There's nothing more exhausting than trying to resuscitate a dead situation. You keep replaying the past, trying to make it turn out differently in your mind, but it already happened. You can't change it. You can't undo it. But what you can do is stop feeding it your energy. Some of you are so caught up in what used to be that you're missing what could be. You're trying to reopen doors God already shut. You're chasing closure in places where silence is your closure. You got to stop asking for explanations from things that have already expired. That friendship that ended, it ended. That opportunity that fell through, it fell through. That person who walked out, they're gone. That chapter is closed. And you keep going back, rereading it, analyzing every line, trying to find a different meaning, but it's over. That page will not change. The only thing you can change now is what you do next. See, growth isn't always about addition. Sometimes growth is about subtraction. Sometimes elevation means release. Letting go doesn't mean you failed. It means you're finally ready to move forward. But you can't move forward when you're still investing emotional energy into a season that's over. You're trying to plant new seeds in old soil that's been stripped dry. You're trying to start fresh, but you're still carrying around the dead weight of things that couldn't survive your next level. Let me help you right now. Just because it was good for you then doesn't mean it's meant for you now. That season had a purpose. It taught you something. It built something in you, but it's not your destination. It was just part of the process. And you've got to recognize when the process has shifted. Some of you are so loyal to what was that you're blind to what is. You're ignoring signs, losing sleep, questioning your worth, all because you're afraid to admit that something you loved no longer fits your life. And I get it. It's hard. I know it hurts to let go. I know it hurts to walk away from something you poured yourself into. But the longer you hold on to what's dying, the more you delay what's coming alive, the longer you wrestle with what's gone, the more you rob yourself of what's next. Energy is currency. You only get so much of it. And if you keep spending it on what's already lost, you'll never have enough to invest in what's truly yours. Some of you are trying to prove your commitment by staying in a fight that's already over. You think quitting makes you weak, but let me tell you, knowing when to stop is strength. You've got to know when the season is up. You've got to know when the grace has lifted. You've got to know when something has served its purpose and release it with peace. That's not quitting, that's wisdom. You've been praying for peace, but you keep going back to war. You've been asking for clarity, but you keep revisiting confusion. And I'm telling you right now, it's time to stop. It's time to stop wasting your strength trying to rebuild what wasn't meant to be permanent. Some blessings are seasonal. Some lessons come wrapped in loss. Some of your greatest breakthroughs will come on the other side of letting go. And here's the thing, what you're holding on to might not even be bad. It might be familiar. It might be comfortable. It might have even been beautiful. But just because something is comfortable doesn't mean it's healthy. Just because it felt good once doesn't mean it's good for where you're going. Comfort can be a cage. Nostalgia can become a trap. And some of you are stuck because you're scared to move without what you once had. But you've got to trust the shift. You've got to trust that what's ahead of you is better than what's behind you. You've got to believe that the same strength you used to survive back then is the strength you'll use to thrive right now. Letting go doesn't leave you empty. It makes room. It clears space for what's next. It unlocks what's been waiting on the other side of your obedience. You can't afford to keep throwing your energy into dead ends. You can't afford to keep fueling what's already faded. It's time to cut the cords. It's time to bury what needs to be buried, not out of bitterness, but out of boldness. Because what's in front of you requires your full focus. What's in front of you needs your hands free. What's in front of you demands that you stop carrying yesterday like it still belongs in your tomorrow. You've got too much purpose to be this distracted. You've got too much life to live to be this stuck in what didn't work out. You've got too many gifts, too much passion, too much vision to waste another day chasing what walked away. You don't need closure. You need commitment to your growth, to your healing, to your next step. So take a deep breath. Stop replaying the past. Stop asking what if. Stop rehearsing the pain. Let it go. Release it. Mourn it, yes, but don't live there. Don't pitch a tent in a place that was only meant to be a transition. Don't let one loss trick you into thinking you lost your value. You didn't lose your value. You just outgrew that situation. This is your time. And it starts the moment you stop fighting for what's already lost. Let's go. Let's get straight to it. Some of y'all are worn out, not because life hit you too hard, but because your mind won't stop swinging at shadows. You are wasting precious, powerful, God-given energy on things you cannot control. You're up at night, tossing and turning over stuff that's not even yours to fix. You're running mental marathons every single day, asking questions that have no answers, stressing about scenarios that haven't even happened, trying to manipulate outcomes you were never designed to manage. Let me break it down. Overthinking is not strategy. Worry is not preparation. Anxiety is not protection. What you're doing is draining your strength for tomorrow by obsessing over what might go wrong today. You keep asking, what if? What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I lose everything? But let me ask you something back. What if you succeed? What if you rise? What if things actually go right? You see what I'm saying? You've been rehearsing fear instead of preparing for favor. You've been meditating on the worst instead of expecting the best. And that kind of thinking, it don't just cost you time, it costs you trust. Because if you really believed you were called, if you really believed you were equipped, if you really believed that what's for you is already yours, then you wouldn't be out here trying to control everything. You'd be moving, not doubting. You'd be building, not questioning. Here's the truth. You don't need all the answers before you start. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need approval from everybody. What you need is movement. Faith isn't about knowing what's going to happen. Faith is about trusting that you'll be ready when it does. But you're stuck. You're frozen in your head. You're analyzing everything so much that you're not doing anything, and you keep calling it being careful or thinking it through, but really, you're just scared. And fear, unchecked, will rob you blind. Listen, overthinking is a trap. It feels productive, but it's really just procrastination dressed up in a suit. You think you're working, but you're just worrying. You think you're solving problems, but you're actually recycling pain. You're not progressing, you're paralyzed. You gotta learn how to shut it down. I'm talking about that loop in your head, that loop that keeps reminding you of who left, that loop that keeps playing the mistake you made, that loop that keeps telling you you're not ready, not smart enough, not strong enough. You gotta interrupt that loop. You gotta take authority over your own mind. Because if you don't discipline your thoughts will discipline you, and not in a good way. Let me tell you something. I had to learn this the hard way. I used to spend hours worrying about things I couldn't fix. I'd be in a room full of opportunity, but my head was stuck in regret. I'd have people around me who loved me, but my mind was stuck on one person who didn't. I'd be walking through open doors, but I'd be scared to step in because I was still waiting for every little detail to make sense. And let me tell you, it was exhausting until I realized I'm not in control of the outcome, but I am in control of my obedience. I don't know the whole picture, but I do know my next step. And sometimes that's all you need. Just enough light to take one more step. And here's what's crazy. Half the stuff you're worried about isn't even real. It's your imagination running wild. It's fear painting pictures of the worst case scenario in your head and calling it preparation, but it's not. Preparation is when you move. Preparation is when you take action. Preparation is when you trust that every step forward builds something, even if you don't see the whole staircase. You've got to get to a place where peace is non-negotiable, where your energy is so valuable that you won't spend it on hypotheticals anymore. You got to decide that your focus is too expensive to give away to things that don't serve you. Your purpose is too real to be stuck in fake fears. Your future is too great to keep reliving the past in your head. You are not a puppet of your thoughts. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a creator, a builder, a leader. And if you want to lead in the world, you've got to first lead yourself. That means commanding your mind, aligning your emotions, and choosing to focus on what you can control. So what can you control? You can control your response. You can control your effort. You can control your attitude. You can control whether you show up today, whether you grind, whether you grow. You can control whether you let fear drive you or whether you let faith guide you. That's power right there. That's your lane. Stay in it. Stop chasing certainty. Stop trying to predict every outcome. Stop trying to guarantee success before you start. That's not how growth works. That's not how greatness is born. You build it step by step, not thought by thought. You build it through action, not anxiety. You build it by trusting that even if you don't know the how, the why will keep you moving. You've got to put boundaries around your mind. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every fear deserves a response. Not every doubt deserves a discussion. Sometimes you got to tell your own thoughts, no, I'm not going there today. I've got things to build. I've got people to impact. I've got a destiny to fulfill. This ain't about ignoring problems. This is about refusing to magnify them. You got to learn to magnify your mission. You've got to start magnifying your calling. You got to stop giving fear the mic and start speaking your vision louder than your doubt. You were never meant to control everything, but you were meant to conquer something. And you can't conquer anything when your energy is trapped in what if. You've got to let it go. You got to stop negotiating with fear. Stop bargaining with insecurity. Stop analyzing yourself into exhaustion. You don't need perfect conditions to get started. You just need the courage to start where you are with what you got. The rest will meet you on the way. Let's move. You know what's breaking